afternoon and happy new month. You're welcome to Major News at 12. I am Adibayo Omlara. Here's the news headline. Don't despise autumn's words for caution, says Unongo. Court restrains Obaseki. Afenifere tells Nigerians to defend themselves against bandits. On business news. While US, EU countries reject food exported from Nigeria. 6 million electricity customers still unmetered amid federal government scheme. On sport news, Arsenal signed Japan defender Tomiyasu. Now the news in details. Don't despise autumn's words of caution, says Unongo. Former Minister of Power and still during the Second Republic, Paul Unongo has urged people of the state as well as the federal government not to despise Governor Samuel Ortom's words of caution over the security situation in the country. Unongo spoke at a stakeholders meeting held in Government House in Makurdi on Monday, dismissed the notion that the Ortoms was engaging the President, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired for political leverage. The former chairman, North Elders Forum, said the governor was only doing what every reasonable man would do in the circumstance. The Punch had reported how the governor and the presidency engaged in a war of words over the security and grazing route policy of the federal government. Unongo said, I would advise those who are painting the picture that Autumn is fighting a personal or political war with the president to desist forthwith. Court restrains Obaseki. A federal high court sitting in Port Harcourt on Tuesday granted an ex parte order restraining Obaseki and the Edo governor, resident of the state, mandating compulsorily get vaccinated for COVID-19. The applicant lead counsel, Echezona Etiabas, senior advocate of Nigeria, arguing on the motion filed by Charles Osaritin against the governor and 5 others, urged the court to order the parties to maintain status quo pending the hearing and determination of the motion on notice for the enforcement of the applicant's fundamental human rights. Etiaba prayed the courts to grant leave to serve the correspondence by publishing the court processes in the National Daily. Justice Adamu Toraki Muhammad in his ruling granted the ex parte order. Toraki Muhammad adjourned till September 8th hearing of the substantive motion. Meanwhile, state government and experts on Tuesday deferred on compulsory vaccination. The Lagos State Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Mr. Gbenga Omotosho, on Tuesday said that the state would not make COVID-19 vaccination compulsory for eligible residents. Omotosho, in an interview with one of our correspondents, says the state plans to achieve herd immunity with vaccination of over 60% of its population. Afenifere tells Nigerians to defend themselves against bandits. The Pan-Yoruba Sociocultural Group and Afenifere has called on Nigerians to defend themselves against bandits, saying they have declared war on the country. The group also insisted that there must be restructuring in order to resolve the problems bedwidling the country, adding that it must be done before the next election in the country. The group stated this in a communique after its monthly meeting at the home of its acting leader, Chief Ayo Adebanjo, in Sanya, Ogbo Ijebode, Ogun State on Tuesday. In the communique signed by the National Publicity Secretary of Afenifere Jare Ajayi, the group also called on the government and security agencies to halt the unbridled influx of people with questionable intentions in order to check Nigerians' unprecedented security problems. Let's go on a short break. We'll be right back.
Good news to all Lagos residents, especially owners of landed properties. Payment of land use charge has now been made easy through an online platform known as Lola. Lola is Lagos online assistance platform where payment of land use charge is possible through a WhatsApp-only message on 0815-433-3883. This Lola platform, initiated by the Lagos State Ministry of Finance, will make the payment of land use charge possible anytime, any day, and anywhere without any third-party involvement. For more information, please visit www.lola.ng or luc.lagostate.gov.ng. Lola, the easiest way to pay your Lagos State land use charge. Always remember, ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó àjùmọ̀ṣe ni.
Welcome back on News at 12 on the Gallery TV. Now on business news. Why EU countries reject food exported from Nigeria. Stakeholders in Nigeria agricultural food subsector have decried the rejection of locally produced food crops exported to West countries. The stakeholders lamented the situation during the launch of agrochemical safety ambassadors in Yola, the Adamawa state capital, an initiative of Feed the Future Nigeria Rural Resilience Activity, jointly implemented by Mercy Corps and Save the Children stakeholders, who are mostly farmers, lamented their produce for export had been rejected because the produce contained high residues of agrochemical substances. This is just as the Adamawa State Commissioner for Agriculture and Livestock Development, Dawari Iya Umar, also lamented that locally produced food crops for export get barred from European markets because agrochemical residues rising from wrong use or application of agrochemicals. 6 million electricity customers still unmetered amid federal government scheme. About 6 million power users are still paying for electricity through estimated bills despite the various metering schemes adopted by the federal government and operators since the sector was privatized in November 2013. On January 8, 2021, the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission released a report on meter deployment status as at November 2020. It put the number of meters contracted through the Meter Assets Provider Scheme and National Mass Metering Program at 7,588,972, indicating that over 7.5 million customers have need for meters at the time. The report showed that a total of 508,812 meters were deployed through the MAPS scheme, while only 16,308 meters were made available by the MMMP at the time. It was, however, gathered from the Federal Ministry of Power on Tuesday that the deployment of meters through the NMMP had risen to 750,000. On sport news, Arsenal signed Japan defender Tomiyasu. Arsenal signed Japan defender Takehiro Tomiyasu from Bologna for a free worth a reported $19.8 million, $27.2 million on Tuesday. The Premier League club said Tomiyasu agreed a long-term contract, believed to be an initial 4-year deal with option of a further season's extension. The 22-year-old can play both centre-back and right-back, giving Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta another option after Hector Bellerin loan move to Real Betis. Tomiyasu made 63 appearances for Serie A side Bologna over the last 2 seasons. He has played 23 times for Japan and was a member of the recent Olympic squad, making 3 appearances at the Tokyo Games. Takehiro is a strong defender with good experience in Serie A and at an international level, Arteta said. And that will be all for now on News at 12 on the Gallery TV. Join us on News at 4 for more details. Thank you for having me. I am Adebayo Molera. Do have a nice day.